All right, today we're going to dive into a feature in data management that is just so powerful, but it often flies completely under the radar. I'm talking about SAP HANA's native hierarchy functions. Seriously, if you've ever struggled to make sense of complex, structured data, what you're about to see is a total game changer.
So let me start with a question for you. Think about a company's org chart, right? Or maybe a huge product catalog on some website, or even just a simple map. What is the one thing that connects all of these seemingly different things? The answer? Well, they're all hierarchies, and they're hiding in plain sight right inside your data. You see these parent-child relationships everywhere. Managers to employees, product categories down to subcategories, countries to states. I mean, this structure is absolutely fundamental, but it presents a real challenge for most databases.
And here's where the pain really starts. With a traditional database, if you want to ask what seems like a simple question, like show me every single person who reports to this one manager, or what are the total sales for the entire electronics category and everything under it, you're looking at writing these incredibly complex, super slow, and frankly, just messy queries. This is where SAP HANA just comes in with this beautiful, elegant, native solution. Instead of you having to build all that complex logic from scratch, it gives you built-in hierarchy functions that are specifically designed to understand and navigate these structures, right inside the database engine itself.
The whole idea boils down to this really brilliant two-step process. First, we generate a map. I want you to think of it like creating a clean, indexed subway map from just a chaotic list of streets. Then, once you have that map, you navigate it using simple, direct functions to get exactly where you need to go. Generate, then navigate. It really is that straightforward. Okay, so let's break that down. First up, step 1, making the map. This is where we take a standard, flat table of data and transform it into a powerful, interconnected tree that HANA can understand in an instant.
Now, take a look at this. It probably looks really familiar, right? This is the kind of raw data most businesses are working with every single day. It's just a simple table. You've got a node ID, that could be an employee, a product, whatever, and a parent ID that links it up to its manager or its category. This is our starting point. So to kick off this transformation, we feed this table into one single powerful generator function, and it's called, you guessed it, hierarchy. This function does all the heavy lifting for us. It figures out all the relationships that are locked away inside that simple table. And what it spits out is something called a generated hierarchy. And this is cool. It's not just your data anymore. It's a perfectly structured tree, or maybe even a whole forest of trees, that's been enriched with a bunch of powerful pre-calculated attributes that make it incredibly efficient to work with. And this, right here, this is where the magic happens. The function creates these crucial new columns. You get hierarchy rank, which gives every single node a unique address in the tree. You get hierarchy parent rank, which instantly connects a child back to its parent. And get this, hierarchy tree size actually pre-calculates how many descendants a node has. This is the secret sauce to the incredible speed we're about to see. So with our map all generated and ready to go, we're on to step 2, navigating the tree. This is the payoff. This is where we get to ask those really hard questions and just get answers back in a flash. Okay, let's start with a classic business problem. We need to find every single person who reports to manager B2, not just the direct reports, but the reports of their reports, all the way down the chain. In the past, this was a total nightmare of a recursive query. Now, it's one simple declarative function, hierarchy descendants. You just point it at the node where you want to start. And boom, just like that, HANA uses those pre-calculated ranks and tree sizes we just talked about to instantly return the entire subtree. It knows exactly where B2's branch begins and ends, giving you all of its descendants immediately. No slow, step-by-step traversal needed. It's just there. All right, that was cool. Let's flip it around. What if we need to go in the other direction? How do we find the complete chain of command for employee D1 all the way up to the top? Yeah, you guessed it. It's just one function again, hierarchy ancestors. This navigation function does the exact opposite of the last one. It uses that hierarchy parent rank attribute we saw earlier to just effortlessly trace the path from your starting point all the way back to the root of the tree. And the result is the complete, ordered path. For employee D1, the function hands you back their manager C3, their manager's manager B2, and finally the top-level node A1. A perfect, clean reporting line. And it does it in milliseconds.
So we've seen the how, but the real story here is the why. Why is this such a massive leap forward? Well, it all comes down to the power of having this support built natively right into the database.
I mean, just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got the HANA approach. Simple declarative functions where you just say what you want. Give me the descendants, give me the ancestors. On the right is the old way, often with these with recursive expressions where you have to write all this complex code to tell the database how to do the work, step by painful step. The HANA way is hyper-optimized using that pre-calculated index, while the old way is just slow and expensive. And it all comes back to this. If you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be the number 2. This entire powerful concept boils down to that simple, elegant two-step process. First, you generate the map once. Then, you can navigate it countless times to ask any question you want. That's the core idea that unlocks everything. So let's just quickly wrap up the key takeaways. First, speed. By pre-calculating everything, the queries are exceptionally fast. Second, simplicity. What used to be dozens of lines of tangled SQL is now a single, clean function. And third, robustness. The generator functions are smart. They can handle messy, real-world data like loops in your data or records without a parent without crashing. And don't just take my word for it. This quote from the official guide really says it all. This isn't some add-on or a library you bolt on. It's native support. It expands the core of what the SAP HANA platform can actually do, letting you run these operations directly on your regular data.
So that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. Now that you know how to map and navigate these relationships, what hidden structures, what new insights are you going to uncover in your own data?